pull up on the dyno and get it all strapped in there, get it all perfect. So it's good, right? Yeah. And do my first pull.
Ready?
Yep. My first pull, as I was doing it, I'm like, this is taking a long time. This should not take this long.
It did like 1090 is all pretty weak.
Look at the power numbers back, and it's 1,000 horsepower, which 1,000 horsepower, fine, yay, that's fine, but it's not exactly like what we need for this competition. And so, thinking, what the heck is going on? We had this thing turned up to 1,000 cc's. We had our pump set at 1,000 cc's. This thing should be smoking. This be probably, in my opinion, I'm thinking we're gonna break 2,000. Maybe not with the small head, but I'm thinking we'll be close anyway. And 1,000 horsepower, not even close. This is terrible. I looked down at my AFC Live and noticed I had it in valet mode. So I did my first dyno in valet mode. No fuel at all, just minimum fueling. It was valet mode. I forgot to turn the fuel on. I didn't advance the fuel. That was minimum power, as little as we can do. So I'm like, okay, we can fix this. Let's do another run. Let's go, guys. Flip the switch. We're now in 1,000 cc's. And so I get going, and as I'm about to roll up, the dyno operator says, stop, stop, stop. So I have to stop the run. And what happened was we had a fuel line that supplies fuel from our fuel pump to the P pump. It's a dual fed pump. Two fuel lines go to the pump. And one of those lines ruptured. It's spraying fuel out the grill of my truck. So it's like, oh my gosh. So we're spraying fuel. On a 1,000 horsepower run, it's not good. And so the whole idea of this weekend, once we had decided we're gonna be a small engine competitor, we're hoping top 10. If you get top 10, you get to come back to the show next year. If you don't get top 10, you may or may not get a comeback. There's a lot of qualifiers, a lot of new guys wanting to get in the show. So I'm thinking, gosh, if we don't do this, we're gonna have to go either re-qualify or we're done. So I'm hoping with this little motor to do, top 10. 10.0 at the drag strip is not a top 10 finish. There's way more than 10 guys ahead of that. So right now we're behind. We get in the dyno, now I have a 1,000 horsepower run and we're running out of time. I'm like, oh, geez. If I have a 1,000 horsepower run, you can't recover from this. You're so far down the pack, there's no recovering from this. So Barron and Will get up there and they MacGyvered something.
We kink the line, zip tie it, double kink it, zip tie it, and we have like a minute left to get a dyno run. Todd hits at 1,000 cc's, fuel only.
And I get on it and I nail it and it comes up and I can tell it's way more powerful. We did 1,853 horsepower. So I'm like, oh, good enough. It's not top of the world, but at least we're in the game still.
1853.
Cool. Well, we did a little over 1,800 horsepower with a mixed match bag of parts we put together in a trailer last night. 2,000 would have been fun, but I'll take it. It's a tiny little head, little valves. We're all right. So after that, we go back to the pits, we can fix the line, engine's fine, it's not hurt. Can't believe it. The cam's holding up. We have never pushed this engine that hard on our dyno yet, because we kept breaking stuff. We broke the cam gear, then we had to go. So this is the hardest that engine's been pushed, and the cam's still alive. I'm like, maybe this USA gear is great. This is awesome. So the new cover is holding the cam in place, the new gear, it's working.
So we get off the dyno, 1,850 horsepower, we're getting ready for the sled pull, and I'm like, pull the pan off the tranny, let's see how it looks. Tranny looks beautiful. There's no debris, put the same fluid in there, don't make any changes at all. So I was like, this is great. Last year we were putting tranny in before the sled pull just in case. This year everything looks so awesome, we're just gonna run the same tranny again.
And so we're back in the pits, we're fixing the lines, and then it's sled pull time.
We got all the sled pulling axles bolted on, had it all set, and we're like, well, I did 1,800 with 1,000 cc's. Let's hit the sled pull with 1,000 cc's and see what happens.
So next day I drew about mid-pack, towards the end of mid-pack, so like 2/3 was my draw order for the sled pull. We're about 2 people away from making our pull. The 2 people ahead of us are not here, so we may be going here right away. The track looks a lot stickier than last year. A lot of people are bouncing more, so we're gonna leave our tire pressure high. Obviously, we don't really know what we're doing because we're not pullers, so we're just gonna go out there and use our setup and hope it goes. We'll see what happens. So I get my first sled pull, and there had been some pretty big pulls, and I'm not a puller. I don't know how to pull, but I feel like we have a good setup, and I'm excited about pulling. And we put this at the same setting, 1,000 cc's, the same setting we dynoed at, hoping to just get through the first pull. And so I get started, and things are going good. And when I hit 3rd gear, I started bouncing real bad. And being that I'm a rookie in sled pulling, I was like trying to feather the throttle. Like you would in a drag race, you lose traction, you have to let out of it. You kind of work it and get back into it. When sled pulling, they said if you get in trouble, you gotta match it. The saying goes, when in doubt, throttle out. I learned that this weekend, didn't know that before now. So I didn't throttle out till later, so I got on it pretty late, and we ended up with a 270-foot pole, which is not great.
That was an interesting driving technique. What do you call it?
Bunny hop? I don't know. It's pretty bouncy. We were going back and forth with it with 6 tires or 4. We were thinking about taking 2 of the tires off. We were watching the track. We don't know what we're doing. I didn't pull since last year. It's my 2nd pull. And so we thought we'd try all 6 because why not, you know? And we probably should have done 4 because it was pretty bouncy. We never really got a good solid. I feel like I was just jumping the whole way down.
Well, that's what you did. You actually went well over 300 feet, but the bulk of it was vertical.
Yeah, I bet so.
So a little bit of oil under the truck. Crew was saying just looked like it might be an oil line, so let you guys get back wrenching and hopefully see you back out for round 2 and maybe a little less tire on.
Yeah, 4 tires next time.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
At this point, we're in 11th or 12th place. We need to be top 10 to get the invite next year. Truck's fine, so we go back to the pits. The valve lashes open a little bit. Those valves are not designed for this type of abuse. They're big block Chevy valves. They're not Inconel Victory valves like we'd use on the big heads. But it's all we could get in one day. So we set the lash a little bit loose, and I was like, Todd, this is our last chance. Let's put all the fuel to it, 1,350 cc's. So we put it at 1,350, we bumped the timing up to 40 degrees that we need to run all that fuel efficiently, and we go back to the track. We're just gonna turn the power up, and I'm not gonna let out the gas, I'm gonna mash it if I get it bouncing. Well, we're here, we got 6 tires, which is fun. We're kind of known for 6 tires. People are saying you should pull tires, just run 4 tires, not 6 tires. It's not as fun for us. We're not pullers. We run 6 tires because it's cool, and you can't do it anywhere else, so this is a place to do it. So we're gonna do it. And we're gonna just give it everything. We're gonna give it all 1,350 or 1,400 cc's. We're gonna just give it all it's got. And we're just gonna, if I bounce, I'm gonna mash it. So that was our plan, pretty simple, nothing too complex there. So I start going, shift 1, 2, 3, start bouncing a little bit. As soon as I start bouncing, then I just, all of a sudden, a big poof of black smoke. That's me just mashing it, and it worked. The sub pullers were right. When in doubt, throttle out. And so it settled down, and away I went. And I was just booking. I mean, I'm like, we're going. We're having a good pull here. And I'm cruising down the thing, and I was doing great until the fire. The thing caught on fire. And like a rookie, I let out of it. Rookie mistake. You see a big fireball and you kind of instinctively let off the gas. It's one of those things, you have to train yourself around that one, I guess. So when I saw the fire, I let off the gas. And I let off while we were still going, so I lost some footage there. And what happened was, shocker, the head gasket, the oil leaked out because we couldn't, with all the pressure of the big tune, it wants to just lift that head a little bit, lose a little pressure, and the oil gets out. So some oil got in the exhaust manifold and turbo manifolds, and being so hot, it just kind of little flash fire. Nothing major. It was really on and off just like that. But that put me at 290 feet 11 inches. Well, guess what? All of a sudden, we're in 6th place from that one hook. We're like, whew, that's a monkey off our back. At least we can come back next year.
The fact that this engine made it through 2 bouncy pulls where I was just brutal to it, we threw everything in this engine, and it didn't hurt it. I mean, we just lost the head gasket, which we thought we'd lose anyway. And so with that, a few more guys came and I ended up working my way back down. I think I ended up in 8th place overall. And so I was thrilled. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, considering where we were Monday afternoon with a broken engine, to building a new engine, to breaking that at UCC and building another engine in our trailer Friday night, to end up with 8th place, I'm thrilled. I'm excited.
We get back to the pits, we pull the pan, trans looks beautiful. It's not even hot. We're like, awesome. Dump valve is the key. This power-driven trans brake dump valve combination is, you know, is killer. No issues at all. So we're excited because now we've put some power to this engine and it's holding up. And who knows, at 1350, I don't know, it might do 2,500 fuel only.
We're top 10. We're gonna go back. So we're gonna figure this thing out. Now that this cam is working, we have a lot more confidence in this big engine. I mean, we really beat this thing hard. That cam support, the proper gear, solved all of our problems. And so now we can come back this next year, really get the motor program worked out and have it awesome. The transmission was amazing. Will and Dustin put together a beast. We used the same transmission throughout the whole event. We took 2 other backups that were already built. They never went in. Every time we pulled the pan, there was no debris in the filter. So, I mean, I just can't believe it.
Knowing that we have an invite, we're gonna really focus on this solid block, making it reliable and getting our drag strip performance. And hopefully next year we have something solid that can compete.
UCC is so intense. It's crazy. It's a crazy month. It is by far the most intense competition in the diesel world. Having all 3 disciplines and having to do well at all 3 of those is just insane. Really glad to be part of it again. I'm really excited for next year because I think transmission's figured out, the motor is now very close to figured out, and we're gonna work on it hard this year and hit it again next year. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was good for you. I hope you enjoy it. You know, if you like it, please subscribe. Please share with your friends. We're trying to grow this channel, get out to more people. We want to expose diesel to a lot of people. So thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.